Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've just watched this video from JerryRigEverything last week about how he tests the tow hitch on the Tesla Cybertruck. I'm gonna uncover some of the mistakes that he made during this during this scientific test as he called it. So let's go through the video and see where exactly did he get it wrong.
That's not good, that's not good. It's moving. It's moving. It is cracking so much. Oh! When Tesla started making the Cybertruck, they invented something called the Gigapress, which is the world's largest 9,000-ton aluminum injection molding machine that can effectively make Cybertruck frames out of aluminum within minutes. Very impressive. However, when it comes to enabling truck stuff like towing, it sounds like Tesla just took a steel receiving hitch and bolted it straight to that cast aluminum frame, which raises some eyeballs after Whistler Diesel's hitch completely separated from his truck during one of his videos. He's also not the only one who's had his hitch completely fall off while towing. So today we're going to scientifically see at exactly what weight.
So scientifically see, let's see how much science is it involved here and if he got it right or where did he get it wrong. Because he did get it wrong in a couple of places.
The Cybertruck hitch actually breaks off, or if it really was the fault of the brutal impact that Whistler Diesel's truck received before it snapped. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we do have a Cybertruck and a 50,000-pound excavator, and
I think he knows exactly what's going to happen, and you'll see why in a couple of minutes.
we'll see which one breaks first. I do know, however, that casted aluminum is more porous than, say, extruded aluminum or steel. So if I had to guess, I would say that the Cybertruck is probably cooked. However, we do have a control truck over there. It's a Dodge 2500. It has a steel frame and nearly the same towing capabilities as the Cybertruck, so we can get a direct comparison on how the two materials perform, aluminum or steel. And of course, the bullet hole from one of our previous experiments should not affect the outcome of this scientific experiment. Such a cool project. To accurately quantify how much pressure is being applied to the hitch, we have something called a crane scale that is normal.
A crane scale. Get it? Cranes lift things up. They don't tow. So they lift it against the entire force of the gravity, right?
Supposed to be used on a crane to tell how heavy the load is. In our case though, we've parked the Cybertruck on a ledge and created a custom hitch that holds the scale while we press down on it with an excavator. And we will just keep on pushing until something breaks. The scale will...
So basically, he made a setup in which he will test the towing capacity, but actually what he is testing, it's a vertical force applied to the hitch. There's no scenario in which you will tow something like that. That's a scenario in which you use a crane to pull something straight up.
Probably break at 20,000 pounds, but I think that the aluminum casting on the Cybertruck will break long before that. We'll make sure to have camera.
Of course it will break longer than that because you're applying a vertical force on something that it's meant to pull. So the force should not be applied vertically on the hook itself. If I'm correct, after researching it, the hook on any towing truck should withstand the maximum of 10 to 15% of the towing capacity. So the towing capacity doesn't mean that you can put that entire load on the hook, to rest it on the hook and apply it vertically. But yeah, it's an interesting experiment either way, so let's see it.
Camera setup on this, it's accurate to within 5-pound intervals, so we will get a very, very exact number if the Cybertruck breaks. Since the Cybertruck has a towing capacity of 11,000 pounds, I think if we see the hitch snap off before that, before 11,000 pounds, Tesla has a rather large problem on their hands. Since an improper...
Yeah, that's now how you distribute the load on the hitch. So I don't think there's any problem if the hitch snaps at 5,000 pounds, given that it's way more, like about 3 times as more than that 15% of the maximum load that it's designed to withstand in a vertical applied force.
Properly loaded trailer or a trailer hitting a pothole at 80 miles an hour could distribute those loads on the hitch. If the hitch of the...
No, there's no way they could distribute that load on the hitch, and you'll see just in a minute why and what would be the first thing to give before you can apply that kind of force onto the hitch itself.
The Cybertruck snaps off between, say, 11,000 and 15,000 pounds, I don't think Tesla has an immediate problem on their hands. However, they might have a problem down the road since aluminum does not have a fatigue limit. It will just continuously get weaker and weaker forever.
That's actually true.
From towing. Not that people who buy Cybertrucks are going to be towing on a regular basis, but still, it's a truck. It's implied that it can do truck things. Steel, on the other hand, does not have a fatigue limit. So when we test the Dodge over there, it's a 1994, and it is probably just as strong today as it was 30 years ago. Anyway, that's a whole lot of talking, and now it's finally time to start testing. Let's get the excavator over here. Because we're putting so much weight on the back of the Cybertruck, we're nervous that the front of the Cybertruck might come off the ground.
Exactly, so that's what I was saying earlier. You cannot actually apply that much force on the hitch. Front of the truck will go up, and that means that less force will act upon the hitch itself, because the front will give and it will go up. So it's like a lever.
So we're using the other tractor to strap in and keep the front tires pinned to the mud.
Because yeah, that's the use case of a truck. You have to use another excavator to pin the front wheels down and then exert as much force as possible to the towing hitch. And yeah, that I can see that happening, right? In a normal towing scenario, right? Right, guys? you don't see it? You're just Elon fans.
Moment of truth. We got the excavator attached to our custom hitch and scale. We're gonna start applying pressure. All right, it's go time. Go for it, just a little by little. We're at 70, 100. This is terrifying. 300, 6. I'm scared. Oh my gosh. Okay, so right now we are officially at we are exceeding the tongue weight. We are 3,000.
Let's go back a bit. So, right over here, he says that right now we are exceeding the tongue weight. Basically, this is exactly what the Cybertruck or any other trucks were designed to withstand as vertical force applied directly on the hook. So this is it. This is about 10 to 15% of the max towing capacity. So if it reached this point and it didn't break, then that's it. That's your video. This is the only amount it should withstand as a vertical force applied. But as you will see, it can withstand much more than that.
We are 15, 3,000. 4,000. So far, so good.
That rear suspension is slammed.
Yeah, it is sinking. Oh, I'm terrified, dude. You can hear the front end of the truck. Do you hear something?
Yeah.
I hear something happening at 6,000 pounds.
It's not straight anymore.
It's definitely not straight. Dude, 67, that was a crack. Dude, my heart is racing, man. Oh, this is not good. That's not good, that's not good. It's moving. It's moving. The alarm's going off. 8,000. The excavator's over there up on its tracks. We might have him get a little closer so we can put more than 8,000 on it. But man,
they're actually having trouble in exerting that much force, that much vertical force on the towing hook. So, but On the other hand, he says that you can encounter this on your day-by-day towing work. I don't think you can encounter this ever.
Truck is creaking more than a millennial going downstairs. All right, we're gonna position the excavator a little closer so we can get more of the 50,000 pounds on that hitch. But 8,000 pounds, that's farther than I thought it was gonna get. I thought we were gonna break some.
Of course it's farther than you thought it was gonna get, because it's meant to withstand about 1,500 pounds of force vertically. And it's already like way more than that. So I think the Cybertruck is doing actually pretty good.
Sub 5. See any damage yet?
It all looks fine.
It's just kinked.
The hitch is back to straight, basically.
All right, that's not bad.
Boy, they handled a little more than we thought.
Yeah, so far the aluminum's doing good.
Pretty good if you got 8,000.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I thought it would break at like 4 or 5. Round 2. I still think there's a big issue if it breaks under 10. Oh my gosh, dude, it is moving. 9,000 pounds. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude. 10,000?
10,000.
Dude. It is cracking so much.
Snap!
Yeah. This was spectacular, I have to admit it. And I'm glad that there's actually somebody who does this kind of things. Because yeah, there are not a lot of people who can just break their Cybertruck for a YouTube video.
That was right at 10,000. Oh my.
So more than 10,000. That means, by my calculations, that the hook withstanded about 6.6 times more force than it's designed to. I guess that's pretty good, like 6 times more than the design. I don't see any issues here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's a bit over exaggerating, and yeah, I think he has it quite wrong here.
Gosh! Oh, dude, 10,000 pounds. Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, that took the whole frame with it.
10,000 pounds. That's iffy. That is one improperly loaded trailer away from catastrophic failure. What do you think?
Yeah, because that's how you attach your trailer. You drive your truck at the edge of a cliff and you attach the trailer there and try to pull it up, and it snaps, and you'll say, yeah, that my truck is bad because it could not pull a trailer from a cliff vertically. No, that's not an improperly loaded trailer. That's an improperly done experiment.
Think about that, dude.
I think you're crazy.
Yeah, this guy nailed it. Yeah, just as a fact, I really like Jerry. I'm a subscriber to the channel for a long time, and I really think that you should also subscribe to his channel because he has a lot of interesting videos. He does amazing work also on his not a wheelchair factory and so on. But in this particular video, I think he got it way wrong. And I think it's because the general hate for Elon nowadays. I can get it. I'm not saying that it's not justified, but skewing the facts and skewing scientific experiments are not something that I really enjoy.
You're not wrong. Okay, let's figure out what happened here. Besides the obvious that we did this. Yeah, well, you know, that's testable. Was this glued?
Yeah, I think that was glued.
All right, so they glued that part together. All right, so let's assess the damage here. So right here, it looks like this casting broke. This is where that was bolted to. So this, what do you think this is, the purple stuff?
It's just like an adhesive. That's how they,
But it's got to be a temporary adhesive, right? Like there's no way that was
that is how they build their cars.
What the?
That adhesive part, in my opinion, is a bit concerning, but still, the the entire frame withstanded more than 6 times the force it has to. So I don't know, is it an issue or is it not an issue?
No, it's
That
just,
whole
it's just
thing
these
is
are
held
lined up
on with the
pins,
adhesive.
So there's
Probably,
adhesive here.
Well,
But I think it's just to line it up.
Dude, we totally jacked this up too. So this might have been like one of the previous cracks, and then like this crack right here, that's the giga casting. The steel hitch is here bolted to the aluminum, but it's the aluminum casting that broke off the face of the truck. Which, like, I'm pretty sure is the exact same place that it broke on Whistling Diesel's truck. Obviously his had the impact first and then he yoinked it, but 10,000 pounds where it breaks is not a good thing.
Well, should I just pull forward?
Well, 10,000 pounds of vertical force on the tow hitch, it's a really good, impressive thing. So it's not an issue. It's an impressive thing that it could withstand that much more of a force than it is actually designed to do.
Is it still gonna drive?
I think we just break this off and call it good. It says high voltage system error detected.
Oh no, it's not gonna drive.
Electrical system is unable to support all features.
Can you put it into drive?
Let's find out. It's not letting me drive.
Oh no. I think we broke the truck. It's not even driving anymore. The Cybertruck has 23 different error messages on the screen right now, so we're just gonna drag it out of the way. It said something wrong with the high voltage pack, which, like, you know, we ripped off the hitch. Oh my gosh. We still have the steel frame Dodge Ram 2500 to test out here in a second, but the Cybertruck's aluminum castings being glued together is not something I had on my 2025 bingo car. To be fair, it is important here that we mention there is a difference between tongue weight and trailer weight. Normally while you're towing, you want the trailer weight to carry 90% of your load, and only 10 to 15% of that load resting on that tongue or ball of your hitch.
Exactly. So then, what's up with all these concerns? I don't get it. So you're actually saying that only 10 to 15% should rest on the tow hitch, but then you're complaining that it could withstand 6 times more. Man, at least you are fair in this regard. So thumbs up for that.
However, there are real-world situations where the Cybertruck's trailer weight becomes tongue weight while operating under normal towing conditions.
No. So let me explain you here what's happening. There's no scenario in which the entire trailer weight translates into tongue weight, unless you're just shoving a rocket into that Cybertruck and going straight up. So unless you do that, there's no actual way. So I actually did some research regarding this. So here's a steep road, let's say, and I researched and I found out that the Guinness World Record for the steepest road, it's in New Zealand, and it's 19 degrees. Though there are little bits that are 21 degrees. So let's take this 21 degrees as a reference, right? So over here, if you have an inclined plane like here, you have to decompose the forces. So one force goes parallel to the road and is the force that the truck has to overcome. Another one goes vertically because the gravity. And the way you calculate that, the way you calculate the force that the actual car has to pull, it's by applying a formula which goes like this. You multiply 11,000 pounds with a sinus of 21 degrees, which gives you almost 4,000 pounds of force that the car has to pull. Then you can add to that the friction of the wheels, right? So usually friction coefficient for the wheels, for the rolling resistance of the wheels is 0.02. If you do the math, it adds up to about an extra 200 pounds. So the car has to pull actually about 4,100 pounds. Let's proceed further with the video because we have an edge case to this one, which exerts a bit more force to the tow hitch, and we'll take that as a reference because that's the maximum theoretical real world scenario force that can be applied to the hitch.
Like cresting a steep hill or driveway, that 11,000 pounds of trailer weight becomes tongue weight.
Okay, let's go back a bit. Okay, so in this scenario, let's assume that this steep road over here is 21 degrees. The other one is again 21 degrees. I don't think you'll ever find a situation like this, but let's go for it. That means that this angle between the vertical line that crosses the tow hitch and the trailer would be 21 degrees plus 21 degrees, so 42 degrees. So doing the math, for a 42 degrees incline, pulling an 11,000 pounds trailer, the question is how much downforce is it exerted on the tow hitch itself in this weird edge case scenario. So if you pull a trailer hitch on a 42 degrees slope with a force of 4,100 pounds, that was calculated previously by pulling it on this incline, you will exert a force of about 2,775 pounds on the hitch itself. So a bit more than 15 to 20% than its design, but as you've seen previously, it can withstand more than 10,000 pounds of force. So this 2,700, it's almost a third of what it can withstand in reality. So this is a scenario that, in my opinion, it will never happen. You'll never have that angle between the tow hitch and the trailer, unless you're searching for a specific place like this. So yeah, there's no way the entire trailer weight will exert its entire force downwards on the trailing hitch, ever. Let me be straight, ever. If you think that I might be wrong in my calculations or in the way I am thinking of this problem, just write in the comments below and we can debate it further. And I might make another video if I'm wrong, explaining where I was wrong, and yeah, why not? Let's continue.
Trailer weight becomes tongue weight, and the Cybertruck hitch could snap off. Or pulling another vehicle out of a mud pit while off-roading, or off of a tall obstacle like Whistle and Diesel did. Both situations can easily apply 10,000 pounds of force non-linearly. Or worst case scenario, your 11,000 pound trailer jumps the ball while driving on the freeway at 80 miles an hour and gives the safety chains a sharp downward jerk, and the whole rear end of your Cybertruck is now gone, safety clips included. The truck is now totaled, getting 28 different error messages just because the bumper ripped off is wild. A cast aluminum frame with 3/16 wall thickness is just a slap in the face to anyone who bought one of these Cybertrucks. Thinly cast aluminum is not enough to hold an 11,000 pound trailer in all conditions, and I'm curious to see how Tesla is going to make this right. The Cybertruck is not a rigid stainless steel exoskeleton super truck like it was advertised. It's a soft, supple, porous Mohs 3-level cast aluminum with the towing ability of a pop can.
Yeah, part of it you're right. So it's not exactly what it was advertised for. You got that right, but you got it all wrong in the towing ability. As you've seen, you have to block the front nose of the truck in order for it not to get off the ground, so you can exert that force. So tell me again, how can you exert that much force on it if the front of the truck just goes up and then at some point the tow hitch just touches the ground? You cannot. What can actually happen is non-linear force being applied to it. So if you apply it in a split second, you might exert a bit more force on it, but I don't think it will reach the threshold that it snapped at. And just to be fair, like who's driving on a highway at a high speed with a trailer when there are a lot of potholes around? Nobody's speeding through potholes, towing something. And even if they did, I'm pretty sure that it won't snap.
But we do still have one test left, a normal truck with its steel hitch bolted to a steel bumper. This one's actually already a little bit bent, so it makes me nervous.
I'll save you some time if you want to watch this experiment with this older truck. You can go to his channel, I will link it below, and you can see it by yourself. Of course, steel, it's way stronger than aluminum, but towing capacity is not, it's not only about how tough the tow hitch is. You should actually have the ability to pull it. So one factor might be also the type of wheels that you're using, because if you're skidding, then you'll be on a standstill. Then the force of the engine or electric motor and so on. But most of the time, an issue is that the front of the car will just rise up. So towing capacity is not only about how much force does the tow hitch withstand vertically or horizontally. It's also about the capabilities of the car itself. Yeah, that's it. Those were the issues that I wanted to point out, and I think Jerry got it wrong here. I'm not sure if it's because all of the hate that's happening now against Tesla. I don't think Tesla became better or worse just because the CEO did some questionable things. That's questionable things that are outside of the company. So Tesla is the same as it was 1 year ago, a couple of months ago, if not better with all the software updates. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below, subscribe, hit that notification button, and yeah, if you did not agree with my breakdown of the issues I found in this video, just comment and let's discuss about them, and maybe I will have something to learn from you guys. So until next time, drive safe and be careful with what you're towing.